Have you thought of all the changes in technology in the past 20 years?
One of the biggest changes that we see with digital technology is the advent of speed. It is much faster to do all these things with digital technology because, information moves at the speed of light.
I don't see how you can do without it these days. I certainly wouldn't want to go back to the days, yeah, there were certain advantages, but there's so much more advantages to the way you can look up things online these days.
For thousands of years, people have had an image of what the future may look like. Books like 1984 by George Orwell, movies like Back to the Future, and even TV shows like The Jetsons have all had their image of what the future might look like. But this is what the future actually looks like.
Past 10 years, I think technology, we've seen an increase in digital technology, so everything is increasingly becoming digital, everything from your home fridge to your TV to your computer, obviously, but even to your phone. You see more and more digital technology essentially everywhere in the modern American world.
Media technology was first invented in the early 1900s. Since then, technology has increased and is increasing every day. According to the Huffington Post, about 85% of Americans use technology on a regular basis. Technology that Generation X knows is not obvious to Generation Y.
Man walker?
That would be a tape stereo Walkman.
Well, it's a cartridge holder, a tape cartridge.
Flimsy record hearse.
That is, forgot the name of it, but it was pretty much what a flash drive is now.
A hard disk.
That's a VHS tape.
It's a car.
It's a car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's just a tape cartridge.
These are two identical Samsung Galaxy S3s. Neither Philip nor Brody have used these phones before. So who can take whose picture first? A 5-year-old can easily navigate this modern technology without being familiar with this particular device.
Are you going?
Quick!
Children can do some things with technology that their parents, find amazing that, that they're having a hard time doing. Go to the child to find out what to do here when the parent doesn't know.
I mean, clearly we're all changed by the fact that we all engage with different kinds of technology on a regular basis. Marshall McLuhan famously points out that the medium is the message, and the idea is that we are all in some ways extended by the technology that we use because it introduces new ways of us interacting to one another in ways that weren't possible before.
With all the advancements in technology, is it possible for a business to be successful without using that technology or social media for their benefit?
I'm Philip Lewis. I'm 56 years old. I'm a small business owner, and I've been in business for 30 years. I've got my trusty old G-Zone here that takes a voicemail, can call out, pretty much does everything I need. I handwrite all my bills and mail them through the good old post office. My daddy always said, if you got something and it works, don't mess with it. So I guess I'll just keep on doing like I do until I can't do no more, and then somebody else can do it. I don't advertise on a website or Facebook or computer. Try to do a good job at a fair price, and when you do that, they'll tell somebody else, and then they'll tell somebody, and it's been keeping me busy for 30 years, so don't see no need to change.
Your relationship to your friends is different because you can text them on a regular basis. Your relationship to your parents is certainly different because they can call you at any given moment during the day and say, where are you? Something that wouldn't have necessarily happened before we had kind of portable technology or as much digital technology as we have today. In terms of broader social implications, I mean, that's an interesting question. I'm not sure that we can answer those questions yet, but certainly we have been changed by the introduction of all this technology into our lives.
Some of the biggest technological advancements have been made in the automotive industry.
We're at Jenkins & Wynn Ford with Jessica. Jessica, we have two cars behind us, the Ford Fusion and the Ford Focus. You're going to show us a little bit of the new advanced technology that both these cars have to offer for anybody that's out there trying to buy it, but also show a little bit of what technology has done even in the automobile industry.
Yes, definitely. Made great strides lately.
So we're inside the new Fusion, and we have several different technological things that we can look at. One of them is the push to start, so that would be you have the key fob in the car,
yep,
but you actually don't have to have a key to start the car. All you have to do is press the button with the fob in.
To actually start the car, as long as your key fob is within the car, you put your foot on the brake and press the push button start, and then it'll turn on. And this is very quiet because it's a hybrid,
right.
So it's
it didn't even sound like it even turned on. Technology is even, pushing it to make it more, the old long car rides that were just, so painful to have to sit through with nothing there. Now you have everything pretty much you need in just one general spot on your car.
Definitely. You can actually use this as your Wi-Fi hotspot. Essentially, you'll attach your phone with the Wi-Fi or the Wi-Fi hotspot to this, and then everybody in the car has their Wi-Fi.
That's so cool.
You can even connect to like McDonald's if you pull through there.
Wow.
So on and so
awesome.
forth.
Well, we've seen the Fusion and we've seen some of the great things that are offered with it. We'll move on, kind of look at the Focus and look at some of the other things that we have there.
So what you're going to is you're basically gonna let the steering wheel take control. But you still control the brake and the acceleration, so you just have to be careful. Ta-da! And I can put it in park.
With all the great advancements in technology that our society has, there are still some disadvantages that plague its users.
I mean, the only thing I get concerned about sometimes is that that people use the technology as a substitute for any sort of kinds of interaction. You know, we've seen growth of things like cyberbullying that wasn't a topic years ago. I mean, bullying. It used to be only a concern about, say, in children, on the playground. That was the kind of thing. And now we're seeing it more among adolescents online. So those are the kinds of things I worry about, that we're seeing new forms of using technology sometimes to hurt people.
Whenever all these dozers and equipment's run by computers, if something happened and they broke down, then there won't be nobody out there to run them. They'll come looking for me and go, "Can you run my dozer for me? The computer broke down." And I'll tell them, yeah.
I don't care for having the latest and greatest. I know that it's the next best thing is going to come out tomorrow. And it's always going to be like that. And you're never going to be on the cutting edge how fast the world is moving. You're just not. That's plain and simple. So for me, that's just it. I don't have to be the next person with the next best thing. What I have now is just fine, and it doesn't bother me.
41% of households worldwide are connected to the internet. The worldwide internet population is estimated at 1.8 billion. In 2000, there were 400 million users, and in 1995, 20 million users.
I think there'll always be some level of human interaction in everyday life. You might ask the question, how many screens are we putting between ourselves and other people? Your example of the grocery store self-checkout, there's still an attendant sitting back there kind of watching all these self-checkout machines. So there is still some kind of human interaction going on there. It's just that we have several screens, no pun intended, between us as individual users and the person in charge of running that technology, right? So you are still interacting with a person, it's just now you're interacting with that person through a screen, through that other person's screen. But there's still a human connection there at the core.
I know that you got to have technology to keep up in the world and everything, but if it ever goes down, there's going to be a lot of people out there that without the technology, internet, and everything out there, they're going to have a hard time picking their nose.
I don't think we'll ever get to the point where it's always just us all living in our own little virtual worlds, kind of interacting with other robots or other machines. There's always going to be some human aspect. I think the question to ask is how deep do we have to dig to get to that human connection in a more mediated society?
Siri, call Callie McClure.
Calling Callie McClure. Navigation. Say a command.
Cancel route.
So robots haven't taken over the world, shoes can't lace themselves up, and even the Cubs haven't won a World Series yet. Forget what you thought the future was going to look like. This is what the future actually looks like.